Mirror, mirror on the wall, don't show me, just show the world. Not long ago, I read a beautiful story about a young man with very little money but dreams of a brighter future. Despite living in very modest home, he was so generous to everyone around him, with both his time and possessions, especially cared deeply for others in need. He would sometimes give away everything that he had, with the belief that Hashem would get things right and that he would be looked after as long as he was helping and sharing with others. Thereby he was living in a life of receiving in order to give. He gave people his time, his love, his patience. He listened to their stories carefully. He showed a lot of sympathy and compassion. The people loved him and he loved them. And because he was doing everything so sincerely, as he grew and moved forward in life, his situation and status changed drastically. He started earning more and more money to the point that he became extremely wealthy and had virtually everything he wanted. And he could have lived for many, many years like this with everything you could imagine. He built an elegant mansion, complete with servants, fawning all over him. He furnished his mansion with costly works of art and beautiful furniture. He also had a mirror installed on one of the windows. He would sit in front of the mirror and admire himself dressed in all his finery. He would also marvel at the reflection of the pricey and expensive furniture he had meticulously chosen to complement his home. The reflection in the mirror made him feel good about himself. Gradually he changed. He was no longer in contact with his neighbors and friends. He begrudgingly helped people, even though he had promised himself that he would devote his life to helping the poor and needy if he ever became a rich man. He gradually forgot about them and was mixing with an entirely different group of people. The company he kept, he had lost his interest in those friends and people who he helped. But he had plenty of new friends who really were happy to come to him because he was rich, but that's it. But in actual fact, he was quite lonely. A few days later, after he'd been settled in for about a year living like this, a charity collector, who the young man well knew for his kindness and generosity, decided to visit to ask for a donation. The charity collector traveled around the world to raise funds for different causes and used to stay at humble homes. Back when he was doing very well, he used to be very generous to take him round other people's homes to help him collect money. Not being aware of his current status, the charity collector went looking for him in the small house that he used to have. He rang the bell and he stood outside and he heard no sound inside. And then the months passed by and he came back several times but got no response. So he checked with the neighbors. He told them since becoming very wealthy, the young man had moved to a beautiful mansion that could be seen from miles away. They also told him, the charity collector, that he did not hear from him anymore and that he was no longer the same person. Quite puzzled by the accounts of the neighbors, the charity collector made his way to the gates of the elegant mansion and knocked on the door. And it was opened by a servant who told him that he was there to collect charity. he should return that afternoon. That afternoon, he repeated in dismay, no, just tell him who is here and he will come now. And of course, no sooner as he heard who it was, he welcomed him and he brought him into the house, and he took him all around the mansion and showed off everything that he was, and he was very proud of the wonders that he had accumulated. The tapestries, the paintings, the gold frames for these statues, and other expensive embellishments. The charity collector was quite impressed with the splendor of everything. Having seen everything in the mansion, the charity collector turned round to his friend and asked, why do you have this mirror installed right here by the window? He responded, the mirror allows me to look at myself and my accomplishments and be proud of where I am. Makes me feel good. The charity they collected and asked him, but what about all the people you haven't helped? What about all the people you have closed your doors? And do you ever see them too? No. Look out at the world from your panoramic window. Which one is better? Looking at the world, seeing for what it is, what it really is, caring about other people and about making sure they know that you cared, about looking into the mirror and seeing yourself sit alone. Which is better for you? You have neglected so many people, and by doing this, you've neglected yourself. Why were you given this wealth? Why were you given all this money? Why is everyone given any amount of money? 10% of it does not belong to you. Why begrudgingly help people whom is not on money that's not yours? You're a trustee. So it's simple. As a trustee, if you don't pay out the 10% you're entrusted with, then there's an accountant on the other 90% you received. And you'll see you can never continue to flourish as you are. You have to help them to start a new life. And that's what you got the money for. Take down the mirror or scratch away the silver behind it and start seeing through to the other side. You're going to lose everything you have if you're not giving away that 10%, which does not belong to you. Then you owe the 90% that you have made too. It was a hard pill to swallow, but the young man knew that the charity collector was right. With tears rolling down his face, he said, you are 100% right. My friends and I are so grateful to you for telling me this. My life has become empty and meaningless. I have forgotten what it's all about and these people, how they suffer. And I've forgotten about my friends. I've forgotten how I used to live. I had to hear these words in order to welcome Hashem back into my life. Soon he opened up his house to the needy and poor and started helping them generously. He invited people into his home and had dinners with them, treating them with the same hospitality that he had before for these wealthy people who came to him. He began feeling better instantaneously and continued to flourish until the day he died. Fast forward to today. We are now living in times where many people have insecurities. They're not earning money, their businesses have closed down, an enormous number of people are not receiving rents from their tenants. They do not know what's going to happen to the prices afterwards. They do not know whether they will ever recover. They do not know what will happen. Everything is not with us, and we will have to face it. But we don't know what we're going to face. Millions and millions of people don't know whether they will have a job that they can go to when they get back. In these dark and dim times, it is difficult to share what you might have tomorrow. And we understand that. But at the same time, we should all bear in mind that we're all in the same storm, but everyone is in different boats. And the number of people who are all by themselves. And that's the original purpose of this video series, the 13 Petal Lily. That's why we're watching it. And so all of these people have a unique impact on their lives waiting for them. No one showed and can be compared with yourself or herself. It isn't only the people who are suffering from COVID, but it's also those people who had a tsunami hit their lives and they're stuck at home and the family are with them. At least with COVID, we know the vast majority come out of it. But there are other people in this position too. The only way we can all cure our isolation and loneliness is to help other people. How do you help them? You lift up the phone and you call at least 3 or 4 people every day and spend value time with them. You ask them how they are doing and you encourage them and build them up. That is how you should help them. And it doesn't cost you any money, but you're still giving away to charity. They are giving away 10% of your time. The more you give, the better you will feel. I'm busy from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. It makes me feel good. I'm busy with the books and the talks and the videoing and the number of people I have to give support to on the phone, and I'm always available, or 24/7. And because I care, I share and help others. Think there is no money in it. And what it does, that's not the way I'm driven anyway, and none of us should be. Because all of our activities, if they occupy us all of the time, then the therapy is fantastic. For this purpose, I've decided to create a new charity, which is called Project Soul Connect. Now, I'm asking any one of you, all my followers, all the people who see this video, to undertake to contact at least 2 or 3 people a day. When contacting them, I would like you to give them my WhatsApp for Eliyahu's Inner Circle. At the same, sending them the numbers and email addresses to me. This way, they will be able to send them the ebook, the current book that is being sold, and this new directly to them from Amazon. They will not have to pay for it. And besides, I have reduced the price down to next to nothing, just for less than $1 or £1 or €1. And then what we're going to do, those people who want to buy vouchers, or they don't have time, want to buy vouchers for other people to distribute because we have a lot, then they will also get a free ebook. And this will help them and transform their lives, as it's done for so many other thousands of people. And will also help them a lot once they're in the inner circle, because they can contact me, they can ask questions, they can get other type of support, and it'll just compound itself, because if you then encourage them to do the same, it'll be also a therapy for them, because by helping others, you're helping really yourself. When you give the time, then you feel much better for it, because you know you're doing good. And we have to reach millions and millions and millions of people We're talking all the billions who are locked down now, but the tens of million people who had the tsunami hit their life and they will never be able to leave their houses, their homes. They had to throw out the diary, stop their business. The world stopped for them, and those members of the family who had to give up and go in to be a full-time carer, to even if you have other carers coming in. And those people also suffering. And what the problem is with everybody in this world today, over 7 billion people are all locked down. Many of them are in danger of psychological problems when they come out. Never mind the economic problems. The psychological problems can be much, much worse and more difficult to treat than the other results of COVID. And those people need help yesterday. At least they need it today, because tomorrow it might be too late. So everything, one of us have to whip up a storm. We have to start immediately to get involved, to start calling, to help them. We get the video to them. We get them to see the ebook. We get them into this. And those people who can't manage, you can always contact me, and I will show you how to donate money so you can buy vouchers for other people to distribute. We're already distributing thousands right now, but obviously we need to add on to this. The magnitude of pain that people are suffering from is beyond imagination. Maybe many of you are living in a house with a garden, or you can go for a walk because you're younger. But those people over the age of 70 and they haven't got a garden, or the single mothers who are stuck with a family in a tiny little apartment, think of them. I mean, they're going out of their minds. And therefore, we must get to them before they truly do so. And what we've got to get together and scratch away silver from the mirror, and instead of looking at our own selves and the problems that we have, look at so many other people who are in a much, much worse position than we are. And then we must start, and we must move on Project Soul Connect.